Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another Black Belt Focus for today. Guys, just a quick update on what's happening. Don't forget, if you're in Queensland, there's the Accelerated Small Business Grants happening. So if you want to find out any more information, please get in contact. More than happy to help. There's a audio book out for clients, so make sure you have a look at that. It's actually really good, The Miracle Morning. I'm finding it really great and had some good feedback from a couple other people that they enjoy it. And don't forget, next week, that would be starting the 5th of June, I'm away for 2 weeks to get some R&R. So I'll be contacting all clients over the next couple of days to touch base with them and see if they need anything to be caught up with before I go. So what's been happening? Well, what I want to talk about today is something that I find it always comes back in a circle. In the last couple of weeks, I've been speaking to quite a few clients about their sales process. And are they following the sales process that they need to? And, I just find that people fall back into some old ways and they let their team fall back in their own ways. And yeah, most clients have had a really good year this year financially, and it's been really, really good for them, which is great. But does that mean that you can actually stop doing the things that have probably got you to the point where you've been going, getting to that really good year? So the whole idea of the sales process is ensuring it's actually being followed. And recently I did some mystery shopping with clients and have client salespeople come out here, and literally 50% of the sales process wasn't working. Discussing with another client about the sales process that they've had going, and then find out that they haven't actually been following it. The sales reps haven't been actually following it. And then this morning I saw a post up on Facebook Messenger of one of my clients' page to actually say, hey, when am I expecting the quote? And that was from an actual prospect. The thing is, guys, what you've got to look at is having a very good rock solid sales process. And it's very important to actually understand the steps and follow those steps. And I know it gets boring for some people doing the same thing over and over and over again, though that's where the money is. You think about a rock star. They go into a concert. That concert is done over and over and over and over and again. And they probably get bored doing the same thing, doing the same dance moves, getting all of that. But financially, that concert's raking in heaps. And this is the thing with your sales process. We need to make sure it's being followed. And if I ever broke down the sales process, and I do, this is how I train sales. I train sales in 3 different components: before sales, during a sales meeting, and then post-sales. And I'm happy to break these down more in following Black Belt Focus messages over the next couple of weeks, though I just want to cap on the most important things that need to be done. The pre-sales. This is when someone rings up or emails and say, hey, I want to speak to you, or I want you to quote me on something, or something to that effect. The biggest things you need to think about is, one, when you book the appointment, have you touched base with them 3 times? For instance, the initial phone call. Do you send them an email to confirm the appointment, where you're going, what they can expect during the appointment, etc., etc. So, there's a second touch base with them. And then the third touch base, 24 hours beforehand, giving them a call to say, hey, look, just a reminder, we're here on, I'm meeting you tomorrow at this time, everything all good, fantastic, really looking forward to seeing you then. Touch base with them 3 times. That's really, really important. And then effectively, have you sent them anything? Have you told them to go to your website? You want to make them feel like they already know you before you get there. And this is really important with those touch base 3 times. Very, very important to actually do that. The second point is, have you done the research? If you're selling them something to their home, have you looked on Google Maps to see what their house looks like, especially if you're doing anything on the outdoors? Have you actually researched their website if you're selling business to business? Have you got enough information about them? Are you clear on what you're actually taking? And probably the last thing that I would highly recommend is this is for the pre, of course, have you got a nice little folder that you can present stuff to them? If you've got to show them pictures, are they outlined correctly or outlaid? Have you got a folder? Do they flick through that folder? What is it that you actually have that you can take on site to make them feel that you know what you're actually talking about? So they're the 3 things of the pre-sales meeting. The sales meeting or during the sales meeting, probably the biggest thing that I always say here is build rapport, make them feel comfortable, and ask them a whole heap of questions. That's sales 101. Every sales book is going to tell you to do that. But fundamentally, it just works. So have you list a whole heap of questions? Have you built their vision? What have you actually explained to them? They've got an idea in their head about something. Have you got other ideas? Have you spoken to them about, well, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? Where would you go with this? How would you go with that? Build their vision for them and ask them a whole heap of questions. Give them some ideas. You're the expert. Make sure they know that you're the expert. And the next thing is what is your commitment objective? When you finish the meeting, let them know what's going to happen here. Hey, look, by next Friday, by next week, you'll get a quote. In that quote, we'll do this. And then after that, we'll do this. It's really easy to sign up with us because we have this payment options. What is their commitment objective? What do they know is the next steps from here? And that's really important during the actual sales process to have that finalization so they know exactly what the next steps are. Don't just sit there and say, hey, it's Tuesday now. Hey, we'll have a quote back to you by next Friday. They're probably thinking in their head saying, wow, that's a long time. Why is it going to take them, 2 weeks to get the quote? You know why it's going to take them that long, but does the customer know? Why don't you actually speak to them and, sit there and go, hey, what I need to do is our suppliers normally take 3 or 4 days to do a quote because this has got this, and this to do. Once I get that quote from them, I will actually choose the best options for you, give you the best quality for the best value, and that's why it actually takes so long. So get in the depth about why it's taking so long to get back to them on a quote if it's not a quick turnaround. So, it's no good literally getting a message on Facebook to say, hey, when are you going to get me the quote? That's really not what you actually want to be pointing at or having your customers or your prospects be doing. It just leaves, if you're doing that just to get them a quote, imagine what it's going to be like to actually get the job done. So please make sure that you actually outline what is actually happening. And then, of course, the post-sales meeting, does your quote, the biggest things that I always focus on, does your quote layout look great? Are you just using your online software to produce a quote that's standard that everyone else is going to give them? Do you make your quote look actually good? Do you outline exactly the payment options and what is happening with the payment options and how easy it is to actually sign up, what the next steps are? Are you following up? Are you making phone calls to make sure they've received the quote? Not an email, and the sales rep should be actually doing it, not the admin team. These are all the things that need to be actually looked at, and just follow up is critical. And then, if you don't win the job, find out why you didn't win the job. Ask the questions. Hey, just so I know and to improve us as a company, why is it you didn't go ahead with us? These are the things that we need to actually look at when your sales process. But what I'm going to go in a lot more detail over the next few weeks to actually get these all highlighted out, share with you a really good sales process, some really good emails that can be easily sent out, and really show you what a good a sales quote looks like. So that's going to make your sales process so much better. So, guys, let's go back to fundamentals. Let's make sure those things are actually being done so you don't have to worry about being, so you can actually convert more on a sales process. So, guys, that's it about me for today. Time to go smash it out there. Let's go make it happen. And if you've got any questions, let me know, and I'm more than happy to help. All right, signing off for now. It's Nathan McDonald from Black Belt Business. Go out and smash it, everyone.